Superboy. I'm recording anymore. Oh wow. Already found some good ones.
Good.
There's some old Fantastic Four and Black Panther in here. How much are the cards?
Huh?
The cards.
Like $1.
Wrong? Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to another legendary garage sale find video. Please stay tuned to the end to see everything I picked up at this and all the other sales. Now I just picked up 2 packets of Pokemon cards in this box that were near the bottom, and she only wanted $1 a piece for them. So I decided to just investigate and see if there was any other Pokemon surprises anywhere within. For $1 it's worth a gamble to see if there's any special cards in these containers, and I'll go over a few of them near the end of the video. Now I just moved aside these Squirtle slippers that I saw. Unfortunately they were dirty, so I passed on them, but I knew I was going to find something in this sale, because walking up I did see a stack of Pokemon Funko Pops, but they were unfortunately picked up by the person who got there before me. But besides that, there were also some Star Wars items and some anime items. So I was asking around to see what other items they might have. They didn't have any comic books per se. They did have this interesting Star Wars book you're about to see right here, but it was a toy photography book, so not quite what I'm looking for, but it was still nice, and I'm glad they pulled it out so I could look at it. They also had various amounts of games, and they had an interesting Pokemon poster, but it was a custom artist print, so I decided to pass on that. But a lot of neat items on here, and stay tuned and we will get to the next sale. Good morning.
Hi.
Is it right to look?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me just, I'm just throwing up one last sign right here.
Okay. Anything comic book related today?
Anything what?
Comic book related?
Oh, no. We're huge comic book fans, so everything we have comic book wise is probably in the house.
You're keeping. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Actually.
Because I look at books and other collections. Street Fighter.
Just 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna get mine.
Nice. Nothing Nintendo related? Probably not.
Want to say
Oops, we lost a little.
sorry.
Oh wow. Any of those for sale?
I think the only one that's not really that we're probably gonna need to keep. For you, go ahead. That's the only one. The Legends of Zelda, because my husband will.
I got you. Link of the Past is a very good game.
It's in here, but like he doesn't ever use it, so.
How much do you have on
Like 6
these?
months before he realizes then he's like.
How much you have on these? Because I'll probably get all of these.
Really?
Well, except this one. This one I bought just 2 weeks ago.
I mean, we can do the same thing for the DVDs, or the games, which would be $1.
Okay. Hey everybody, so here's a stack I picked up at that comic collection, which you saw me looking through at the beginning of the video. A little bit of background behind this find. Big thanks to Jason for pulling out these boxes of vintage comic books at his garage sale. He had about 4 or 5 boxes in a shipping container full of everything you can name, because he was a self-proclaimed collector of everything. So I'm really happy with the books that I picked up. In the footage you saw me looking through some DC books, which made a majority of the boxes. Now that clip was the only real usable footage I could use because the camera started acting up. But a majority of the collection that you saw in that box was Superboy, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, Superman, and Action Comics. There might have been 1 or 2 Supergirls in there, but here's what I picked up out of those boxes. We first have Batman and Dracula, the trade paperback. I read this when I was younger, so I was happy to pick it up again. So it's been quite a long time since I read it. And Batman and Spawn, War Devil. Pit issue 1. I really like the cover. Superman and Aliens, trade paperback. I think this is book 2, I think. Now this issue of Transformers is not in the best shape, but it brought me back to when I used to pick up these older Transformers books growing up. Now you can probably see it does have quite a bit of damage on it, but I was still happy most of the cover was still there. Now amongst the independents, I did find this old Tick book. I believe it's one of his early color appearances, but I really wish I could have seen the other independents because there were quite a few. I just wasn't certain if any of the other ones were of note. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man issue 1 variant. There are quite a few variants in this collection, and some of them I did pick up. Daredevil 350. Another independent here. I believe it's called Thumping Guts. It's issue 1. I just really like the character and the cover, so I decided to pick it up. Now, of all the DC books that I did look through, I liked this one. This Superman Action Comics number 546. It's because it had an all-star cast with Justice League and the new Teen Titans on the cover. Got a James Bond book, For Your Eyes Only. Now I got a sketch cover of Superman and Batman issue 8. Now here we have some of the Marvels that I did find. There were a few. Marvel Zombies 4 out of 5. 5 out of 5. The homage to the Amazing Spider-Man cover. And I believe I got 2 of them. And second printing 5 out of 5. Nice little Silver Surfer cover. Now, there were quite a few Red Sonja books in the collection. I was hoping to put together a run of the Dynamite, but there was only a few issues of the Red Sonja in the whole collection. Here we have this variant of number 3 in really good shape. Those who know about these rare covers can tell me how much they're worth, because I haven't found too much information on them. They are in pretty good shape, as you can tell from the spine. Now this sketch cover and the one afterward of Zero, they came with certificates of authenticity on them, saying they're one of 600 copies. And here's another Zero sketch cover of Red Sonja, a certificate. And I really like this Wolverine cover, a classic standoff between Wolverine and Sabretooth, number 51. And I liked it so much, I picked up their sketch variant here. I think I got 2 of them. Yep. And we got Wonder Woman number 1 from 2006. And next up we have, I really like this Bison Street Fighter cover. I believe this is issue 3 of this particular variant covers. It's got a nice glossy foil to it. And here's the book you saw me pick up from the clip. Part 1 of 2 of the older Marvels they had in the collection. Beside this one, you saw me pick up that Black Panther issue 1. Now, I was really excited to make an offer on the Black Panther issue 1, but unfortunately it was one of the books that Jason wanted to keep. That and I think there was an Ninja Turtle book that he wanted to keep because, of course, they had some sentimental value, and Black Panther 1 is a quite desirable book. But I'm really happy with this cover. In pretty decent shape, and it's got a lot going on. I really love the vibrant colors here. Fantastic Four is known for its vibrant colors. I just like them. Now, the second best book here that I knew I had picked up was this New Mutants 87. Of course, the first appearance of Cable. There was a moment during the collection where I came across, well, basically like a Ziploc storage bag. And in that, I could tell there were several issues of the New Mutants. And just by looking at through the plastic, I could tell that this book was in there. So I kind of held my breath and took the books out one at a time, because it started at 87 and it started going up, and right before I got to the first appearance of Deadpool, 98, I held my breath, but unfortunately it went from 97 to 99. So there wasn't the diamond in the rough, but I'm still happy with this copy of Cable, because I've owned the second printings and I haven't quite found this one until now in as good a shape as this one. Let me take a look here. It looks pretty good in the Mylar. Now, this was the surprising book right here. I knew just by looking at this cover, I wanted it, being an Amazing Spider-Man fan. I just didn't realize how much the value of this book was. I know it's a variant cover of the first Marvel Zombies, but it never entered my mind that it would go for as much as it does, given the recent comps. Until I saw the comps on this book, I thought my first appearance of Cable was like the only real big book that I had in this stack. Now, after I made the deal for this stack, it's minus one book that I gave to my nephew. I believe it was a Batman Spider-Man book. I saw that this book and the second one that I bought were going to basically be how much I spent on this stack of books. And Jason and I, we did a deal for $200 for the stack of books you just saw, and I believe with just these two surprises here, I'm able to cover my value, and that's not including the Cable and all the other Red Sonja books, which are also pretty in demand. Now, let me know if the Red Sonjas are worth more than these books, but I'm super excited to add these two books to my collection. If anything worse comes to worse, I might sell one of them one day, but I'm really happy to add these and all of these books to my collection. So big thanks again, Jason. I really appreciate the deal, and I hope we get to do business sometime later in the future. But with that, guys, we're going to get to everything else I picked up at the garage sales. Okay, everybody, so here's everything else that I picked up at the garage sales. I want to start in the back with this very nice giant size X-Men wall decor. In front of it, I picked up this Walking Dead Michonne plush. I believe she was $25. Michelangelo Funko was $25, and so was the Koopa. Now, at that sale, you saw me picking up the Pokemon cards. Here are the 2 packs I picked up. They're about $1 each. Haven't done too much research on the cards that are in here, but I'm taking a look at those shortly. I also picked up this Borderlands patch and pin set. It's all still in there. And at the next sale you saw with the Nintendo video games, I picked up these anime Kenshin DVDs. Got Betrayal here and Trust. And since it was 3 for $1, I went ahead and picked up the Lawnmower Man, because it was a movie I actually was thinking about not too long ago. Pretty good movie from the early to mid 90s, if I remember correctly. In a separate sale, I picked up Spongebob Complete Season 2 on DVD. Now, the games that I picked up. Very nice sale, very nice lady. She had these games in a stack. They were mostly PS3, if I remember correctly. Now, I believe they were $1 a piece, and unfortunately, a couple of them didn't have the disc in them. And looking back at these now, there was unfortunately one of them that was damaged when I looked at it again. So we have Icon and Shadow of the Colossus collection. Journey. I believe this is the one that has the scratch on the label, so it's probably not going to work. Portal 2. And Mirror's Edge. Now you can see from the video, I was reserved just to get these games, and then I happened to mention if they had anything Nintendo. That's when the storage container came out of nowhere, and there were several games in it. And so here they are right here. So first up, there was Sonic 3, Jurassic Park on the NES, and of course Mario Duck Hunt. On the Super NES, we have Super Mario World, Spider-Man Separation Anxiety with Venom. Now, I was surprised to see this game. Here we have the Player's Choice Mario Kart, but unfortunately after cleaning all these games and testing them, I found out this one probably was not going to work due to its connectors being damaged. I don't know if you can see that in there, but probably not going to get this one to work, even though it was part of the rare of the Mario Karts. So I was really sad about that one. But last but not least, we have this game I had never seen before. We have Battletoads Battle Maniacs. So this one works. I'm so happy that I was able to find this one. So sometimes, well, I should say every time, you should ask not just for the video games, but for the particular systems you want to look for. Because we did have a nice little conversation about the rare Nintendo and Super Nintendo games I'm looking for, namely Godzilla 2 on NES and Super Godzilla on Super NES. And unfortunately, she didn't have any of those types of games, but I was still really happy that she made these available to me for $1 a piece. So there's a lot of good value there. I'm probably going to hold on to them unless there's a nice collector that comes around saying they needed one in particular. I actually sold a copy of Super Mario World just this past week to a cousin of mine who'd been looking for it. So I got another one just to replace it, just like that. Now here we have a few other small little video game finds. We have Super Mario Brothers on the Wii, Titanfall on 360. Now, these 3 next games were in a bin at a garage sale that I could tell had been taken care of, because every one of these containers, I say containers because each one of these is unfortunately empty, but I believe this Wii one is the only one that has its guide book in it. So I have the case, not in the best condition, for Resident Evil, Umbrella Chronicles, GameCube's NBA Live 05, and this Kmart edition Super Mario Sunshine. As you can see, there's a lot of staining on this particular case and label, but it's still great. They actually gave me these 3 cases for free after I let them know that they didn't have any games in them. The lady was unpleasantly surprised because she thought there were games in all of her cases, but it also extended to some of the movies she had in this storage unit. So I'm not sure if she was under the impression someone had taken all her discs from her, but if they did, they would have had to taken the whole bin because there weren't discs in a lot of, if not nearly all, of those game cases. But could always use some GameCube cases because they were free. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this garage sale find video. And if you do, please like and leave a comment down below. But until next time, thanks for watching.